Because I think that's what I learned in that season of being laid off and not having a job. God taught me that He was my provider.
Mm.
That's my gain. That was my takeaway. That's still my safe spot to return to. I've never been freaked out about finances
You have not.
again. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't.
Yeah. Me on the other hand.
You on the other
be
hand, but because you're like,
hold on,
how
hold
can I
on.
make sure?
I need to.
Yeah, but it's like I don't. God is going to give. Sometimes He's going to allow it to be gone. All of our resources are to be given to Him and to other people, and they're to be used to do what we're trying to do. Not to live the life we're trying to live necessarily, but to do what we're trying to do. And I think that's the lesson that I learned in that season where God showed me, hey, I never called you to be the provider, buddy. I know that you're the man of the house. I know that you're the attorney on Wall Street. I know that you're a black man in America trying to make it. And you're like, hey, I never called you to be a provider. I am a provider and I provide. You are a recipient. And that is just countercultural.
It is.
And counterintuitive for me. But it's the lesson that God gave me and continues to remind me of that frees me to like really enjoy my job, really enjoy work. I enjoy it because I'm not doing it shackled. I'm not doing it from a place of I have to, otherwise it's all going to fall apart. But that's a very real thing that I don't know a single man that doesn't have to do that heart check at least once a year.
Wow. I think the gain for me, because it occurs to me as you're sitting here and we're talking about this, I have, since we were kids, thought the world of your capabilities. And I realize that I probably would have made you an idol as a provider if we had stayed on that track.
Wow.
And I didn't realize that until you were talking like, oh, if we had stayed there, then you would have been my idol. And I would have been like, and He provides for us. And if we were further down the road and something like that happened, it would have devastated me at that point. But 8 months in, I mean,
just recalibrate.
Let's recalibrate. We said this was our 5-year plan. Let's make it our 6-month plan.
That's
Let's
right.
go to Nashville and do the things that we feel like the Lord was eventually calling us to do. But I realized that cut off the ability for me to see you as an idol in that place, because the Lord did work miraculously for the next little while. But I had never, because I had not, my parents are in ministry.
Right.
So I had not been next to someone who goes out and makes a good deal of money. Like they've given their lives to service, and everybody in our family had.
Yeah.
So I was most certainly going to start seeing you that way. So the gain for me was, right, God is my provider too.
Wow.
And no matter, I was used to being on the end of the spectrum where you just don't have disposable income just to play with all the time.
Right.
You know, we were fine as kids, even with my parents being in ministry. But my mom and dad worked hard for us to be fine. And so, yeah, it reminded me that God is our provider. And in plenty and in want, we're taken care of.